navel is the source of energy, because only through navel you are connected to your mother. Your mother is the source of all your energy. Now let us discover, they say, I read in that book, Why God Won't Go Away is the book. It's actually 3 doctors, they did a lot of research on this psychosomatic zone and the mysticism. How the mysticism, the prayer, meditation, all these things, what is the effect of all these things on the mind. They have done research with the SPECT scan, what is happening in the brain at the time. More like neuroscience study. And they published their report. And after that report, they say the students in the medical college signing for the spiritual study, the spiritual aspects of medication. Spiritual medications. What is the meditation, the other healing systems, alternative therapies, all these things, the study, the signing for the, before this book, the signing rate is 10%. After this book, they say 80%. The signing rate is 80%. Such a tremendous new opening is done by few doctors, but very thoroughly they have done a study. And very critical study also. Never think the bias views, very critical study. And in the study they reported, the mother, she may be in India and child may be in America. But if a mother falls sick, that works on the brain of the child. No connection. There is no need that the child should be informed. The mother is sick. Simply it shows in the neurosystem or the brain system of the child. Of course, no proof. We cannot give any logic, but it happens. It's happened.
Are you talking about telepathy or what?
No. All the child. You see, telepathy, if you learn, then only it will do.
What age? What age of
You see,
child?
below the 7. Below 7. All the kid. Below 7. After 7 only we get the individuality. Below 7, no individuality. All the kids. It is stored in the brain. There are few kids who have got the immune system strong, they don't get the disease. But there are many kids whose immune system is not strong, they get the disease. Even a small fever, what to say, headache, it is immediately responded, or the corresponding thing happens to the kid. Of course, very hard to believe, very difficult to believe. Logically, there is no connection, but they say this is what is truth. After vast research, they say it is true, it is happening. Why? Because the navel center, Manipura, we are connected to mother through this Manipura. The first source of energy is navel center, Manipura. Through the navel center, we are related to mother before birth and even after birth for some time, few minutes, till we get direct connection with the air, with the outer existence. We have a connection with the navel center. Navel center is the center which can give all the 5 energies to us. The ether and air and Agni and water and Prithvi. All the 5 energies, 5 elements, Panchabhutas, all the 5 energies can be given to us through navel center. Other chakras can receive only one of the energies, but navel center can receive all the 5 energies. That is the reason we are connected to mother through navel. This chakra is disturbed by worries and depression. By worries and depression, this is the master key. Let us enter deeply into it. How? You may ask. Any worry, you can see the first blow will be for stomach. You can always see it's an experience of thousands of people. Any worry, the first blow will be for the stomach. Either diarrhea or indigestion problems. Anyway, we always say, I can't stomach it. I I can't digest it. And the next thing, let us see what is worry, and then we'll enter into what is depression. First we'll finish the worry and then the depression. About worry, I think about worry, I always saw more than people give beautiful explanations about worry, because it's an experiential expression. So let me ask some of you to give few explanation about worry. Anyone? Anybody who can give an explanation about worry?
I lost my money now. I give somebody borrow money. I want to collect, you don't want to pay me. You keep on bothering me too much now. I'm worried about my money.
Okay, that's one thing. A small story about this. You see.
And also another thing, my son is 31. He don't want to marry. I keep on pushing him.
That is one thing. You see, as soon as he told money, I remember a small story. Once a man, Ramesh, he got $100 from a man called Roop. He spent it. Then the Roop asked him, "Where is my money?" He borrowed $100 from another Sikh and gave it to the Roop. After a week, the Sikh asked, he borrowed from Roop and gave it to the Sikh. After a month, Roop asked, he borrowed from Sikh and gave it to the Roop. After repeating this for 10 times, he called Roop and Sikh together. "Why don't you give the money after every month by yourself? Keep me out of the scene." So this is one reason.
Something that you keep on thinking about constantly.
That's something. And then?
But the things don't go the way you expected.
And then, anyone? One more, some more? Some more worries?
Fear. Fear inside you, deep fear about future.
Insecurity.
Worry about your patient's health.
I think each one is telling out their worries. You see, whatever he said is only the reason for worries. Now, what he said is the reason for worry. What you said is the cause for worry. Only it's the reason and causes. What is worry itself? Exactly give me the definition. Just give me a clear definition. Any philosopher?
State of disturbed mind.
Okay.
Fear of the future which is not there.
Okay.
Are you processing differently what's happening outside?
You are a philosopher. Processing little different way what is happening outside. A nice thing, nice way of putting things. And then, because 99% of the worries never become true. Whatever 1% happens true is always good. It's always been good. So,
The way how you react to things and the attitude that you have towards something that you
it cannot be attitude.
So anxiety about something that hasn't happened.
Married, then you will know little bit. If you are not married, then difficult. Don't try. No, I am telling, don't try to answer about worry. I am not telling you. Don't worry. Anyhow, any other philosophical explanation?
Apprehension of unknown.
Yes. You have touched one portion. Apprehension of unknown. And here is a good answer. The processing in a wrong way. What is happening outside?
It's a disturbance of your mind, whether it is real or unreal. It's a disturbance of your mind. When thinking.
Yes. But if you are trying, ma, don't worry, ma. If you don't try, no, she is trying something. You are going to give some answer? No, you are. No.
No, she's not. Don't worry. She's not worried.
So no other answers.
Wasted thought
energy towards something you have no control.
I think you have touched the point. You see, in our system, our mind is simple mechanism. Be very clear. Our mind is simple mechanism. Never think mind has got its own intelligence. No. Mind is a simple mechanism. Intelligence is totally different. Mind as such is simple mechanism. If you are habituated to take a coffee, to have a cup of coffee in the early morning 7 o'clock, every day 7 o'clock you don't have to look at the watch, you will have a feeling that you want coffee. When you have a feeling, then you can see it's 7 o'clock already. Just like that, the mind is habituated, just as the body is habituated for coffee or some routine. Mind gets habituated to have a low energy or to have a shrinking feeling with some times and some situations. Whenever the time comes again, whenever the situation comes again, the situation may not be as deep as it has happened in the first time. It may not be exactly the same as it has happened previously. It may be just reminder of the last situation, but you will see the same low energy, the same irritation will be happening to you. To reduce the whole thing into more clear terms, I can say, if you take the mind as a computer, the few programs which has been affected by virus is holy. There are few portions of your mind which is affected. It is like have you seen a gramophone record? The gramophone record is disturbed or it is repaired. It will repeat the same line. It will repeat the same line. Any of you seen gramophone record, the old gramophone records? It will repeat the same line. It will never go next line. The same line. I went to his estate, one of my devotees' estate. There I saw the gramophone and the tape was repaired. The tape means what they put inside?
Record.
That is called record.
Scratched it was scratched.
That is called record, scratched. And there is a song in Tamil, Varavvetana Saravavatana. It means the income is 8 paise and expenditure is 10 paise. It is not going to the expenditure at all. Varavvetana. It is again repeating only the income. It is not going for the expenditure at all. So that is a good gramophone, only income. No expenditure.
You might have done it on purpose.
That I don't know. Repeating the same line. Varavvetana. It's not going to the next line. So,
I believe that record.
then I think you have to understand. So there is the same thing. Sometimes it happens to our mind. The words, even if you want, even if you don't want, whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, the same words is repeating inside you, which makes you feel shrink. Is what is for you. The continuously the same verse which is getting repeated in your system, in your mind, and which makes you feel shrunk even if you don't want, is what is called holy. We have two things, please understand. We have two things in our life. One is dialogue. When you speak with others, when you speak with somebody else with volume, it is dialogue. Next thing, when you speak to yourself, it is called monologue. The first thing, all of you are aware. The next thing, only you need to observe, you will understand. You will be sitting on the bank of a river, or on the seashore, or under a tree, or in the swing in your garden. You may be sitting, but your mind will be, tomorrow morning I will go to office and tomorrow evening I will come back and tell the man to wash my car and I will take my
Inner dialogue.
the inner dialogue. What is that's called the term inner dialogue? It is called monologue. Monologue. You see, the speaking to yourself which you can call as thinking or mind. Any terms you can give, but mind, the word thinking and word mind makes it so big. I don't want to use that word. I am using the word monologue or inner chattering. If it happens with volume, it is speaking. If it happens without volume, it is thinking. That's all, nothing else. Don't make thinking as a complicated thing. We always think mind cannot be controlled. We come to a conclusion without trying, mind as such cannot be controlled. We have a very wrong, major understanding in our life. Mind cannot be controlled. Why you know? You try to fight with the mind when the mind is a whole. You take the mind as all the thoughts. If you think of the mind is something like all your thoughts together. But actually mind is not all the thoughts together. Mind is individual thoughts. But you make all the thoughts together and then you name that bunch of thoughts as a mind. Then you can never win. See, if you put all the sticks together, you can never break. If you have individual sticks, you can always break. What you do, you put all your thoughts together and label that as a mind, and then you decide that mind cannot be controlled. And then you never try. Once you come to conclusion, how will you try? Once you start believing, how will you try? Never. But mind is not everything put together. It is an individual small sticks. It is individual thoughts. As long as you deal with thoughts, you can simply transform. When you start dealing as a mind, you can never change it. The problem is how you are looking. See, first understanding you need to understand this. Mind can be transformed. Mind can be controlled. How? You can ask. When you can control your words with volume. You see, with volume, whatever you speak, you control it. Am I right? Am I right? You are controlling it. When you can control with volume, can't you control without volume? You can vary. Only thing, a little bit of awareness, nothing else. Just see the logic. With volume, when you can control. Without volume, can't you control? You can vary. First thing, we have not tried. Next thing, we have tried it from the wrong corner. From the wrong side. Whenever you look at your enemy, you look at him as a whole. Just like that. Whenever you look at your mind, you look at him as a whole. He is not whole. Never think he is a whole. He is a small parts. If you know the mechanism where to touch, you can simply come out of it. The habit. The worrying is a completely habit. It's like more like a recorded program. You see, in the starting only you need some reason to worry. In starting, for some reason something happens outside, you start worrying. After some time, you become such great masters of the art of worrying. You master the art of worrying. After some time, you don't need any reason, outer reason for worrying. You find some reason. Or even if you fail, if you can't find any reason, you see, I have seen some people, if they can't find any reason, they will come and tell me, Swamiji, today things are going so well, I think tomorrow something bad is going to happen. Tomorrow something very big is going to happen. We go to the next step. Tomorrow something big is going to happen. If you can't find even that reason also, even without any reason, you know how to worry. Because the worry becomes habit. Your system completely gets habituated to worrying. See, the word habit is a beautiful word. You should understand that word. You should understand that word, worry, the habit. If you drop H, your bit will be there. If you drop A, bit will be there. If you drop B, it will be there. Only when you drop the I, it will die. The very word has got a beautiful meaning, habit. Drop H, your bit will be there. Drop A, bit will be there. Drop B, it will be there. Only when you drop I, it will die. The meaning can be understood by the word itself. A beautiful word. Worry becomes just an habit in your system. Worry has become a part or a portion in your system. The feeling which makes you shrink and which gets continuously repeated by itself, whether you want it or not, whether you accept it or not, is what is called worry. Next, let us see what is depression. The circuit or the way how the depression is created. You see, according to the people of the biology, the body of the animal and body of the man is one and the same, almost one and the same. Only mentally we are something higher than animals. And now they say that chimpanzees do 80% of all the activities what a man does. 80% can be simply done by chimpanzee. Only one thing, he doesn't have his own mind. In the plane of mind we differ, but in the plane of body we are almost one and the same. If a chimpanzee gets angry, he will simply beat other chimpanzee, or at least the cage. But if a man gets angry, he cannot beat somebody else. In the society, if you are angry against your boss, what can you do? You can give only a smile. Nothing else. If you are angry against your wife, what can you do? Nothing can be done. There you lose job, you will lose food. Nothing can be done. See, anyway, you cannot express your anger whenever you want. You cannot be completely expressive. But they say, the doctors, they say, whenever anger happens to you, poisonous chemicals are released in your system. Poisonous chemicals which disturbs your immune system is released in your body, in your system. What will happen to all those chemicals, all those acids? It's like an acid bath. It's like a bathtub filled with acid. You are taking acid bath every day, every time, whenever you enter into anger, and if you express it, at least you come out of it. The chemical is worked out. When it is not expressed, it is completely, totally suppressed, and just it gets deposited in Manipura Chakra. Manipura is the energy center in which all these negative emotions are deposited. Any suppression, sexual suppression, or the violent suppression of the violent emotions, or the anger, or the vengeance, anything, if it is suppressed, it directly comes to the energy center of Manipura. Manipura is the center where all the suppression happens, all the suppressions are stored. If you suppress, what will happen? The suppressed acids only creates acidity. Nothing else. That is what directly happens. That is the reason the Manipura gets disturbed. The depression and the worry directly disturbs Manipura. Anything suppressed directly attacks Manipura. Manipura is the first chakra, first center which is disturbed by the suppressions and the system of suppressing. That is the reason children don't have any suppression. You see, children, if you see the kids, you can see a grace in them, a beauty in them. You will not see any ugly child around the world. You can see the photographs of kids around the world. Indian kid, American kid, African kid, Sri Lankan kid, any country, you can just see the photographs. You will not see a single kid who is ugly. Have you seen a single kid who is ugly? You must have seen in so many TVs. Even Ethiopia, they are living in poverty. Even there, kids you see, they have their own grace. They may live in poverty, they may be lean and thin, but the grace of the face will not be lost. Because they are nothing in the Manipura. They have not collected anything, they have not suppressed anything. Have you seen a single kid who is ugly? Have you seen a single grown-up man who is beautiful? The problem is Manipura. The depression and the worry takes the grace from a being. No depression or the worry is accumulated by the kid. Even if they accumulate, they have a beautiful technique to throw it out. Have you seen after feeding the kid, if you put him to rest, he will be just blabbering. Have you seen? Something like that, he will be blabbering. The blabbering is a beautiful technique to cleanse the Manipura. Kids do that. Whatever meditation you are doing in all these 2 days, all the kids they do. Because the system has got its own intelligence to do all the meditation. And the same way, any of you, if you know Yogasana, the major 12 asanas are there. All the 12 will be practiced by the kids from the age 1 to age 7. Without knowing, without you teaching them, they will be practicing. The Dhanurasana or all the asanas, they will be practicing. Because the system itself, the body itself has got its own intelligence. In the so-called process of growing, we have lost all these things. And you can see the children spinning or whirling. Have you seen? If you have a small kid, you can understand. For no reason, he will just whirl. The spinning. But the spinning is the greatest meditation in Sufism. They say, when you spin or whirl, the energy is centered perfectly. The centering of the energy happens. In Sufism, the whirling is a meditation technique. But when the child does, we beat him and make him sit. At least Indians. I went to the Santa Cruz beach. I saw small kids. They are just entering into the water and playing. The parents are also very relaxed and they just let the children go. And I can't see this scene in Marina Beach. In India, first thing they won't let. And even if they let out so many rules and regulations, they will put the child will hate the playing itself. Will drop the idea of play. Of course, anyhow. Whatever the kid does, we don't encourage it. We don't allow it. In the so-called processing, the process of growing, we lose everything. Blabbering is a beautiful technique. You may ask how? How can it be a technique? You see, whatever you say as a mind is nothing but the languages which you know. You can tell me what are the languages you know?
I just know English.
English and Tamil, that's all. Not even 2-3 words in other languages. Bhavanara, Kuchundi. No. 2-3 words in Telugu. Huh? No Malayalam.
I can understand.
Huh?
I can understand.
That's not, you see, if you know even few words, add in the list.
Okay. I can understand a little of Malayalam, Telugu. That's all.
Kannada Gottilla.
I can
few words. And then Hindi, thoda. And then Hindi. Any other language? That's all. You see, if suddenly something happens and you forget all these 5 languages, can you say you have something else called mind?
Sure, I can act out and say something.
No. Even acting out happens only with the seed of language. The verbalization may not be by the language. You see, the man who doesn't know any language and if he acts out, you can see he has got his own language. But as far as you concerned, only these 4-5 languages. You have not developed your own language. Only if a man is born, from birth, if he doesn't know any language, then only then he develops his own language. For you, I am telling for you, if you forget these 4-5 languages, can you say your mind exists?
Sure.
No. Alright, tell me what way you can exist.
I can just tell it to myself. I cannot have a dialogue with someone.
That is what. Then again you are using the same language, 5 language. I am telling, if you forget 5 languages completely, there is no other thing in our mind except this language. our mind has nothing else, at least the active portion of the mind. Whatever is active in your system has nothing else except this five language. Except this language. Not for you five, for others their own languages. You cannot think anything except these few languages. Without that language, it is like a big lake covered by snow. The lake is the energy, the Atman. Snow is the thought process, the chattering. If you can break the chattering, if you can break the thought process, and the water which is inside, or the pure water which is inside can gush out and energize your being. You are this side and the energy is that side. In between, the ice layer is there, snow layer. The ice layer stops the energy reaching you. The ice layer is what is the mind or the thought process. If you can break the thought process, if you can break the mind process, you can see the energy gushing towards you. The Manipura also, Manipura is the energy. The suppressions or the depressions, the suppressed emotions form a layer in your system, in the Manipura chakra. By some process, if you can break the thinking system, if you can break the thought process, the energy just gushes out and washes away all the depressions and suppressions from your system. If you feel that anything else can exist without words, you can tell me. Anybody else? Do you understand what I mean? Difficult, little difficult, because the whole mind is reduced to just languages. It's something new. Because it's new, we are, almost base is lost. Because mind means we are thinking as a big thing. Mind is something very big thing for us. But simply the base is removed. Now I will say mind is nothing but a few languages which you know. So we are really at a loss that a big property is taken from us. But logically, I tell you.
What about people who didn't, before they had any language?
You see, that we cannot imagine. Now if you imagine, again you are using only the language. Then you try to imagine. They had their own language. Again, when the mind got developed, when the animal has become man, in the process, the language development was there. The sounds, you see, the special sounds were associated with the fear. If a man feels that a fire is happening nearby him, he used to create that sound, and all will understand something frightening thing is happening there. So they will run away. Like that, with the sound, the language was developed. They had their own language. With that sound, they think. They start thinking with that sound. Do you understand what I say? The tribal language, you may call it.
I guess we have always assumed that language is a way of expressing what is in our mind. But now you're saying language is
simply the mind. Because anything in your mind you cannot have without language, without word, without verbalizing. The verbalizing process, the verbalizing process is the process which is the uppermost layer of your energy system. You are above the verbalizing process and your energy is below the verbalizing process. That is the reason the connection between you and the energy never happens.
So any logical thinking is lost without language. There cannot be
There
cannot be any logical
There cannot be any logical thinking. You see, when you use your logical mind itself, you are not using your whole energy. Please be aware. When you use your intelligence, you are putting all your energy to use. When you use your logic, you are not putting all your energies to use. You can always see the decisions of women is very sharp because they think more with intelligence, not with intellect. The decisions of the men maybe immediate, they will give the immediate result, but for long run, the decisions of the women are the sharp because they think with intuition. Any decision with intuition and intelligence. Any decision with logic has no intuition. I have always seen the decision taken by logic gives immediate result, but for not for long run. Decision which is taken with intelligence and the intuition, which may not be directly, you cannot directly give a reason, but you will see, yeah, for a long run, for the whole life, it will give a tremendous effort.
Swami, I have to thank you for telling this to all the men over here.
Ask Swami to give me some examples.
See, if you can question me, I am ready for argument.
I'm just trying to figure out in my mind, please give me some examples.
You see, there are few conclusions. I am not able to give you directly example because whom I have seen in what the places I have seen, all those whole examples I may not be able to give. But you take this conclusion and scan your life and see. For a long run, any great logic man, a man who is excellent in logic and a great professor, he will be giving lectures and convincing thousands of people. He will come to the house and a small problem, he will convince his wife for half an hour. After the half an hour, she will start from the first step. You see, she will start from the first step. Why do you know? Because the conclusion structure is not by intuition, by intelligence. They don't have much thinking. You see, I have always seen women doesn't think much. They get proper results. Because most of the energy is stored in the seed form itself. Whenever it is necessary, it gives out the result. In the ancient India, women are more treated like counselors. Any problem, in the evening, man will come and tell the problems. She will give the counseling, and tomorrow morning it will be executed. More we are treated as counselors, and not only that, the techniques to keep the intuition awakened is practiced by women. The dark itself is a technique to keep the intuition awakened. Tomorrow we will be using the technique with the dark, with the Anya Chakra. The techniques to keep the intuition awakened is always practiced by women, but you cannot see any women logically. How much you try to convince by logic, nothing alone.
Is it that they think through the heart more?
No, they think through Manipura. They think through Manipura, not through heart, but through.
Are they more emotional? Or
No. They think through intuition. The Manipura is the center. You see, Manipura is the center, very active in women. That is the reason only women could give birth. And not only that, Manipura is active in women. One more reason, they need to give birth. They need to give whole body to one more life. For that, by nature, Manipura is strong for women. They need to give a full structure. Practically, the work of Brahman needs to be done in that energy center. So the Manipura of the women is more strong. That is the reason. And this, have you seen the intuitional counselors? They are in that also. Women are more successful. Even in India, the Arulvaka, have you heard of this? Intuitional counsel. Even in that field, women are more successful because the Manipura is very strong for women. The intuition or the conclusions will be more strong because the layer will be very thick. The thinking layer is not deep in women. Only the conclusion layer, the energy layer is high or the strong for the women.
Just the proportion between men and women here says we're farmer.
That cannot be the reason. Maybe it is a publicity. No, that cannot be the solid reason. No, I want a solid reason.
No, we have intuition that we are going to be enriched and empowered by attending your course.
No, you see,
More help.
Well, we have to try that.
see, in that case, you see, logic can play both games. That is not the way. I wanted to give you some solid proof, some solid example. See, I am giving the discourse. By the time I will remember,
Okay.
I'll give you the solid examples. It's happened in my. And even if I give one example, that will not be
Sure.
enough. This is the concept. If you scan your